Today is World Toilet Day. The recent census figures show there are still almost 750,000 households without a toilet and around 300,000 households using the notorious bucket system. So has enough been done to give South Africans adequate sanitation? Joining us now is activist for clean toilets, Trevor Mulaudzi. Trevor, I understand you left quite a lucrative job as an engineer to start focusing on the lack of delivery or the system, the toilet sanitation system in South Africa. Why?
I just happened to come across children in the streets of Kutsong in Carltonville. And when I checked them, why are you not in the classroom? They said they're going to look for a toilet outside the school because the toilets in their school were very, very dirty. And I believed them. I went into the school and I found it was really the truth. The toilets were filthy, 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 disgusting. And that was the change of my life.
So you immediately decided you were going to start, well, you're going to move into the area of activism to try and sort this out. What has been achieved in the last few years?
It's a lot, but we still got far, far to go. With the Millennium Development Goals for sanitation and clean water for everybody by 2015, we are very much aware that the governments are building toilets for people, but there is one portion that is lacking: education, especially on maintenance. So that's why on World Toilet Day, those are some of the things, and say, imagine if you couldn't go to the toilet, all of us at once for a day or two, which is happening to 2.6 billion people around the world. And many of those 2.6 billion people around the world are our children, and some are our school children in South Africa. When they are at school, it's very tough to use the toilet. It's a tricky situation. Our facilities are there, infrastructure, especially in the townships, but there's no maintenance budgets and programs.
Trevor, it's interesting that you mentioned there are projects that money goes towards, very, very clear public works projects that says we're going to build these homes, we're going to build sanitation, we're going to add electricity and those sorts of things. But the school issue is seen very much as an education issue. That's one that will be handled by the education department. Has that been a productive system?
No, not at all. And we also looked at the school as a very interesting entry point into the communities. Because if you work with a school with 1,200 children and teach them everything about proper sanitation, that a toilet is used like this, you must wash your hands, you must use toilet paper, you mustn't pee on the floor, all those things. And teach them to teach at home, especially in informal settlements and townships. The children, if the school is clean and neat, they are most powerful educators. The results are outstanding. They teach their parents that, Daddy, I'm sick and tired of wiping with the newspaper. At school, we're using toilet paper, so please buy toilet paper here at home. And many parents find it strange that a child is demanding toilet paper. They say, one young lady said, for the first time since this project was started in our school, I had never wiped with toilet paper since I was born, and I'm 17 years old.
Trevor, what needs to be done immediately?
Budgets. This must be seriously budgeted for. There must be strong, reliable budgets for sanitation education in our schools, and also to upgrade our infrastructure in our schools. Let's make our children's toilets user-friendly, because when the toilets are in the state at which they are, the children don't go to the toilet at school. They hold on till they can get home, and that causes a lot of problem. One of the biggest issues that starts, they avoid drinking water when they're at school, and they become dehydrated, and you can't function as a child and a student if you are dehydrated. But the moment you are dehydrated, other things kick in. One of the biggest problems is constipation. So we're teaching a lot of constipated children in our schools at the same time. And then when they go home, that's when they can use the toilet, but they drink water now to cover up for that. Then it results in bedwetting. And we find teenage girls, boys, at the age of 18, still wetting his bed, while the problem is from the dirty toilet at the school. So we're covering all these things, that if the children are allowed to go to the toilet at slightest excuse, if a child says, I need to go to the toilet, teacher, the child must be allowed to go. Because they wet themselves even in the classroom, and which is one of the scary things of girls and boys wetting their pants in a classroom, and during break the child is even afraid to stand up because she's wet.
It is very worrying indeed, and as you say, it certainly has many wider implications. Trevor, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us this afternoon. I think we have kind of got across the sort of system that needs to be put in place right now for children in South Africa to be able to have access to proper sanitation. Trevor Mulaudzi is an activist.